today is the launch of several major updates and other information for a variety of different games. We have a few things to go over which are significant. For those of you who are interested, Archage has been launched officially in North America after, I don't know, it's what, 2 years now of post-Korea launch updates. It is a Crytek-based game. I suppose it was published by, was it Tryon Worlds, which did the Defiance game, which some of us briefly played. And we are taking a general wait-and-see approach to it. For those of you who are interested, there are a few people who will be playing it on TeamSpeak in the Archage channels, and you can ask questions. We don't know how successful it will be. On paper, it looks very much like something we would be interested in. It has naval combat and piracy and building guild castles and so forth. That said, the reality is, upon talking with the vast majority of people in the guild, due to the fact that Warlords of Draenor is being launched so soon, the vast majority of the people that I have spoken with are in fact going to be playing that as their primary. So beyond a little foray into the game of a few months, I don't know how successful it's going to be, and you'll have to excuse our skepticism. We've played a lot of games recently, WildStar, Elder Scrolls Online, Darkfall, and you name it, and really very few of them have been particularly successful and have in most cases suffered really substantial drop-off. So in many respects it seems that it is in our best interest to just wait and see before we try to commit to things, particularly when we have major AAA titles being launched. That said, a few things are really important to note. There was a major content trailer for SWTOR, which was released today. I won't get into spoilers, but the basic bottom line is that they have some really compelling content coming out. The guild housing and guild ships and personal strongholds and player strongholds are very well done. The PvE is very solid. The story is very solid. Many people have been playing it, and we have been working on upgrading and building our ship for the guild. The game is free to play. Everyone has access to this massive guild playground that we have been working on, which has been a huge input of time and effort and sacrifice from so many people in the guild who have been running various operations and planetary conquest objectives around the clock to make that happen. It's cost us vast amounts of credits, and the end result that we're achieving is pretty impressive. We have a lot of work to do still. There's a remaining hangar bay and an engineering bay to be opened up, but it's now being streamed on the Ruin TV Twitch stream for all of you to view, and thank you to Rate of Fire for making that possible. It's really been quite impressive. As I said, for those of you who played Star Wars back in the day, the guild was extremely active 2 years ago and put the game down due to the fundamental problems that it had with large-scale PvP and the fact that we had completed all of the raid content on the hardest difficulties. Star Wars is significantly improved. However, it is still not a PvP-centric game. The engine can handle a large number of players, but it's nothing compared to, say, Guild Wars 2 or Archage, and it does not provide the same level of activity and competition that, say, World of Warcraft does with a cross-server system. What SWTOR has going for it is the best leveling system, the best story system, and arguably some of the best raid content of any MMO out there. Plus, it's the Star Wars universe. So all those things are great, and as is the typical progression of any guild in World of Warcraft, right prior to a major expansion, there's usually a very significant lull. So I want to get to what's going on in World of Warcraft and how it impacts all of you. Many of you from all of our branches will be coming back to World of Warcraft for Warlords of Draenor. It's a major expansion. There are significant overhauls. The PTR now has the Warlords of Draenor builds up. In the next patch, which I believe is 6.0, you will have most of those changes will be implemented into the game for all of you to view. The changes are significant. We've had many people putting on a lot of time. I really want to thank Tierless and Rate of Fire and those who've been making pre-launch guides for people to deal with the significant changes that are coming out. Many of you will be very happy. Many of you, particularly casters, are going to have a lot of changes to deal with. Some of those changes will probably make you unhappy. They've taken out a lot of the mobility and instant casts that you've probably grown accustomed to, and it will take some really significant downtime to learn your classes again. It's probably the most significant single change to the game that there has been since launch. There's no real parallel in terms of the severity of the changes that they have made. If you are still running for gear in World of Warcraft at this period, you are wrong. The only thing that is relevant for you at this point are your transmog sets for looks, or perhaps if you happen to be one of those people still running maximum difficulty heroic 25-man garage and trying to get some additional heirlooms. It's obsolete, guys. It's time to start preparing for the expansion. Pandas is over. I will not mince words on this, though we have had a lot of fun as an organization in Pandaria. The reality is this: it has been the least successful expansion that World of Warcraft has ever had. World of Warcraft has suffered enormous population loss. Population now is actually lower than it was in any other expansion, and is about where it was midway through vanilla World of Warcraft, to give you some perspective. Many servers have lost players and have closed. We are enjoying ourselves and we'll be looking to the future, but we need to be realistic when we go into this expansion. Understand that this is pretty make or break for World of Warcraft. Level 100 and the content they provide and how successful it is really going to determine whether or not there are additional World of Warcraft expansions. And so we've been talking about this to prepare people for this reality. It's sort of the memento mori reality of World of Warcraft. WoW is not forever. This guild will outlast World of Warcraft as a serious game. Yes, some people still play the original Diablo 1, but make no mistake, it is long since dead. At some point, we will have to have that discussion. Blizzard is planning a next-generation MMO. They did cancel the original Titan next-generation MMO, but they are still working on whatever. So at some point, there will be a new next-generation MMO that we all play as an organization, and we will be preparing for that. So going into Warlords will be a very different function and focus for the guild. Will be very heavy fighting, strategic level fighting in Oshrin. It's not quite as large as we would have hoped. We were hoping for something at least as large as Wintergrasp. What we're getting is something like Alterac Valley on steroids. I think that was kind of their objective, but it doesn't have the siege vehicles and pilotable vehicles that we were hoping for, and there are some limitations to what we'll have there. That said, it's very stable, it's a lot of fun, and the general position of PvPers who have been playing view that as being quite a bit of fun for everyone involved. And it is the end game. You get your best gear and slot and best in slot stuff out of running Oshrin, so we can do that all day. So the gameplay that we've done for years, Tolbarad, Wintergrasp, World PvP, will be vindicated and it will be legitimized by these new changes. And it'll be something that's quite a bit of fun for everyone who wants to get that PvP fix. So TL, DR version, Star Wars has great rating. Check it out. It's free. Our guild ship is amazing. We've made some really great recruitment strides. We've had some great new members that we've brought in from that branch. And we have a lot of great new people from Bleeding Hollow that we are preparing for the heavy fighting to come. We are always looking for additional people to step up. Fighting will be very heavy and around the clock. When we get into Warlords of Draenor, that's very different from doing a battleground every 2 hours for Wintergrasp or Tolbarad or whatever else. It requires a lot of leadership to make sure that we hold on to gains and that we otherwise are winning. And it's an opportunity for you guys to show how effective you can be out there. So that's where we're at. I wanted to get some news and information. Who here is currently playing Destiny? Is anyone here currently playing Destiny that would like to say a few words about it? Because it is a very significant game. It's one of the most purchased games, I think, of all time. It's the new Bungie semi-MMO console game. And it's getting fairly good reviews from some people. We'll see if it has legs and is significant as time goes on. Who here is playing it?
I've been playing quite a bit of it.
I don't know if...
The only I have to dislike about it so far, like, it's a really good game. The story is okay. I'm currently level 24, so I've been kind of grinding it out a bit. The only problem with it is it's extremely repetitive. You're doing like the same stuff over and over. You're repeating your story missions over and over. You're doing your strikes over and over. You're constantly in the low level zones. There's no world PvP, so it's all instance. It's not an MMO as like they marketed it as. It's nowhere near being an MMO. It's still more has more aspects to it than like Borderlands or something. It's pretty decent though. It's a good time sink for a good month.
So basically, oh sorry,
Wait for PC version in March.
it's holding people over till the next Call of Duty comes out. Basically, is what you're saying.
Some people apparently need the radio bot muted, so I'll just move that out. Is that better? All right. So, Destiny. It's a very pretty multiplayer game, but it is not a true MMORPG by any stretch of the imagination. And it is, in fact, probably the reason that the original Titan was canceled, because Activision owns Blizzard and it owns Bungie. And from what we could gather, they were both kind of working on a similar next generation nonsense. For my money, I hope that Blizzard just does the right thing and tries to not overthink themselves and just gives us World of StarCraft with a great new engine so that we can all finally have the Blizzard MMO in space that we all want so that we can play the Zerg.
Awesome.
I mean, World of StarCraft is the obvious thing. The Zerg would be like the Lich King faction, and then Protoss and Terrans would be the, on the same side against the great enemies, but still killing each other all the time factions. But you know what? Too obvious, apparently, for Blizzard to really sink their interest into it. On the topic of that, I am almost positive BlizzCon this year will have the Protoss StarCraft expansion information for all of us. I believe that will be quite a bit of fun. We'll play it on the side, as we always had. There will be plenty of people playing Destiny. If you have questions about it, we have some groups who do play in the guild on Xbox and PlayStation. And I believe that will probably be a significant amount of interest and fun for at least the next three months or so. A lot of people will be playing that as their go-to game before Warlords is launched. And that's currently where we're at. So once again, for those of you who are new, yes, we're a multi-gaming guild. We're not married monogamously to any one game. It's okay to play around in your gaming experience. It's okay to check out Star Wars. It's okay if you play Star Wars to check out World of Warcraft. It's okay for you to have a little fling with Archage. It's okay for you to go check out what's out there. You can even have a one-night stand with Destiny if that's what you want. It's a lot of fun for us checking out. I don't know whether or not these are things that are going to be worth sticking around for. We had a very significant number of people who tried out the last two major games, ESO in particular, but WildStar as well. Didn't really have the staying power. And some people are not as interested. Same thing with Final Fantasy, which I think is also launched a player housing system. Those of you who've been looking into EverQuest, the new EverQuest, that could be quite interesting. There is some information on Landmark, formerly known as EverQuest Landmark, which is Minecraft for adults. We have quite a few of us playing that game and having fun. You build stuff. We used to have a guild Minecraft server. We'll probably play on this thing on the side. It's fun to shoot the shit and build stuff. Do ask for people to step up. Yes. So, without too much ado, we do have the stream showing the guild ship. If Rate of Fire would be so kind as to give people a rundown and show all the different areas. We have some very few rooms left to upgrade. I think we have one more hangar bay, and pretty much that's it. It's a mile long. It's huge. It's beautiful, and it's been a lot of fun playing with. They're putting out some really great new content in this game. For those of you who are KOTOR fans, as they did put out a full trailer with the reveal, I'll spoil it. But Revan is back. He is like the Lich King. He is the endgame boss, and he has, I guess, reconstituted his Sith Jedi Rakatan infinite army to take over the universe, and it will be quite a bit of fun fighting him. So that's what we're up to. Do check it out. We are looking for individuals who are interested in having something to do that costs them nothing before now and the launch of Warlords of Draenor. That said, for those of you who are uneasy, no, we're not closing down our branch in Star Wars when Warlords comes out. We will have a very strong raid core. Many people in this guild do not enjoy playing World of Warcraft and will play anything but. We still have an active core playing Guild Wars 2 3 years on. There were still people hanging on in Star Wars even after they shut down our server and moved us twice. There are people who love Star Wars and will be sticking with the game. This branch is not going anywhere, particularly after we've invested vast quantities of time, resources, and raw credits into building this magnificent guild dreadnought, which is something that we have promised that we would do years ago, never thinking that would actually come into existence, but here we are on the bridge of it, and it is glorious. So I look forward to doing the operations and rating and so forth. We do have some promotions for each branch to be discussed. We're going to go and discuss the promotion. Was there anything else people wanted to?
I do have some Starcitizen news.
Yes, Starcitizen, thank you.
So the 0.9 patch has been released and patched once already. They've introduced the 6 degrees of freedom flight model. So you can strafe in the regular coupled mode now. It is a little bit not quite there, but it's getting worked on. The new targeting system is in place, so it's no longer click, point and click to kill, basically. You have lead indicators and different weapons groupings and different, weapon velocities. So it's the difficulty has gone significantly up. Again, that needs some tweaking, but it's getting there. And the new hangars are in place. They're quite pretty, and they're all you can change between the ones that you have available to you through your web access. And Track IR is now supported also in the new update. I missed anything there, Modius?
It's all PBR rendering, so physics-based rendering, which looks absolutely amazing.
It is quite beautiful.
It's a truly next-generation game, and I think that it is, in many respects, the game I think all of us in our imaginations you would expect us to have. The engine is beautiful. Everything looks photorealistic. We have, through the enormous generosity of members here who shall not be named, a guild capital ship in that game waiting for us. I believe it's been upgraded from a corvette to a full frigate. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It's on our... We have a 24-man crew. It's a gorgeous-looking ship. We have many, many other smaller freighters, strike fighters, scouts, other classifications of various ships that will require crew as well. So even if you do not have literally thousands of dollars to spend on capital ships, we will have need for crew in those games in the future. It will take some time to get to that point. What I want from all of you more than anything else is I want your loyalty. I want you to stay with this guild. I want you to be happy. I want you to recognize that you have upward mobility available to you. There is a huge number of games that we're playing. For us to be able to maintain successful communities progressing in each one of these games, we need talented people. I started from a lowly position as a recruitment NCO way back, and I expect that everyone else has the opportunity to work hard and move through the ranks and show that you're able to get stuff done. Everything that we have, everything that we've built is because of the members that we have here. Our websites, our sponsorships, everything that we have been able to accomplish, all of the world first, every single major accomplishment and every major game launch that we've ever achieved is because people here were able to communicate, figure out effective strategies for our campaigns, execute them, and frankly, looking back at some of the scale of the accomplishments that we have been able to achieve, involving hundreds and thousands of members in our own community, our allies, our affiliated groups through the Hammer Squad. This was a dream that we had many years ago to build this, and to see us in these games that we have directly influenced in the production of is quite the accomplishment. For World of Warcraft or SWTOR, we have sat down, literally, with developers from these games, from Blizzard, from BioWare, and we've talked about what we wanted. And the fact that we are here at this point, seeing World PvP as a legitimate endgame for World of Warcraft, with the best gear coming from it, while simultaneously having a great endgame planetary conquest system on the deck of our guild starship, looking forward to the sandbox games of the future, like what we are seeing in Starcitizen, and what has been realized in games like Archage, is testament to the simple fact that we have the influence on these games if we work towards it. If you have good ideas, you can put them down on paper, if you can explain them, we can get these ideas to be treated seriously by developers, and we can see them in existence in practice. And that's really important. I want you all to be willing to do that, to sit and talk with me, with other officers, and say, you know, it would be really great if this game did these things. How could we make that happen? And fleshing that out makes it possible. Somebody's not liking.
One other thing too, as far as Starcitizen goes, the race modules also dropped. So right now, the 350R and M50, which are technically limited edition racing ships, or limited ships, I should say, they're
We'll
on
put
sale
a post
until
up.
Monday.
Right. If you buy early edition ships, you get all sorts of benefits, and there's some really cool stuff out there. I believe the Guild frigate can actually have some of those ships docked with it and inside its hangar bay and so on. So quite a bit of fun. I think down the line we might see something similar in SWTOR with our Guild Capital ship, which is truly monstrously huge and has something like 8 hangar bays or something ridiculous. But down the line, that's what we're looking at. Lots of fun, lots of great games out there. I wanted to give some time to recognize some of the promotions we have for this week, so I'm going to go through Star Wars and World of Warcraft for promotions and the contribution that some of these people have been making. I'm moving Bogey out. All right, Thealis, did you have some individuals for SWTOR that were up for promotion? I know we had a few people that need to be spoken with.
Just at the moment, the major one is Sheila, to come up for all the crafting effort, and Sheila really just is a knowledge base for crafting and moving ahead, as well as assisting in organising the end game rating.
Excellent. We're trying to find individuals who've shown exemplary service and help to the guild, individuals who have stepped up to provide help, assistance, and mentoring of new players, and are willing to help us be better, to achieve our goals. And right now in Star Wars, we have a great goal ahead of us in the new PvE content. We're going to be forming up 8 and 16-man operations, going all the way through the game. We've been doing tons of fun free flight starfighter games. We'll be doing quite a bit of that this week. We've been doing a lot of pre-made war zones, getting characters up. For those of you who played with us previously but only got to level 50, level 50 to 55 content's quite good. There's a lot out there. The game has improved in stability and the quality of content significantly. So we'll be, as the game continues to expand and more planets and more content comes out, we'll keep you up to date. We have quite a few people, I believe, in World of Warcraft who needed to be recognized and promoted. Do we have those names for us, Modius?
For World of Warcraft, let's see, everyone's been promoted in TeamSpeak already. Loving Heart, Lieutenant, and Crystal Gems up to Sergeant in the HR department. Thanks for your hard work.
Congrats, Crystal. Congrats.
Yes, look, let's be clear, because I think that we're probably glossing over the Herculean hard task of what is involved with being a recruiter and new members assistant in human resources. And I know it's kind of a dry title. We're a huge guild. We're a huge guild because we have great recruiters who spend a lot of time dealing with a lot of new members. And World of Warcraft is a difficult game to recruit effectively in. A lot of young kids, there's a lot of trolls, there's a lot of people who have problems. I mean, all the cliches have a basis in truth. So for us to have a channel here full of hundreds of people from the guild, online in both branches, and who have been with us for so long, is a testament to the hard work that they've put in dealing with what are often really very difficult interpersonal issues and all sorts of other issues that come with just training people to play with the guild, to get along with what we do, understand what we're about, and become better players. Yes, Privateer is also up for promotion. And I want to say once again, it's not easy. We're going to have a tremendous challenge ahead of us going into the next expansion, Warlords of Draenor, and with all the new content coming out, we have so many new recruits. We've recruited 500 new people for Star Wars The Old Republic. We have maxed out branch and an alt branch open on Bleeding Hollow. So just tons of new people. I want you to make a home here. I want you to be willing to step up. And it's fairly easy. Just think, what would you like to have provided for you when you're providing a service to others? Everyone wants the same things. They want access to progression. They want to improve their characters. They want to see the storylines. They want to have access to endgame PvP and rating and operations. And we want to do everything we can to provide resources to make that happen. It takes a lot of work, a lot of guides, a lot of video editing, and a tremendous amount of day-to-day interpersonal stuff and training from between individual members. And that's going on at a very large scale on the guild right now, and I'm very proud to see such a well-oiled machine. For us to be going into our third week in Star Wars with a nearly completed ship, having beat out, in terms of production, guilds that have been continuously in operation since launch of this game, shows that the hard work and effort of people does pay off, and that similarly as we go into Warlords and we take on Ashran, we will be dominant, we will be very active, but we've also learned a lot. We're not trying to kill this particular server immediately anyway. We're going to try to be more sporting about how we handle the server. We have made a very significant reputation for destroying and ruining servers, if you get the pun, and it's kind of self-defeating. This is the third server we've had to transfer to in World of Warcraft because we've so badly beaten the opposition that they simply stopped fighting us, and we want to avoid that. There are very few good active world PvP servers left in World of Warcraft. We're going to have a good back and forth, we'll win our battles, but we're not going to try to completely demoralize the other faction to the point where they don't want to fight us anymore, or they cross-realm off, or they just go silent for weeks or months on end. That's not fun. We just want good, heavy fighting, a good challenge for us going forward. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so I've been droning on long enough for all of you. The SWTOR group, you are free to move down to your the SWTOR channel. I'm going to take the WoW group through a quick world boss clear. So if we can get some portals out to the shrine, we're going to get that done. And we're going to do a quick clear. I need to get a scout to Shah and then to Indasta. Please head over to do so now. Shah will be first to Indasta, and then now I can rest. Drop. Very nice mounts.